Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is the Freight Trapping Podcast. I am your host, Mr. James Roberts. My co-host will be joining me shortly. That's my other, no, that's my other co-host. I put her up there because she's with us in spirit. She's running things behind the scene, and so there she is. Yeah, right there. Yeah, right there. That beautiful young lady right there. That's my wife, Miss Tawana Roberts, the Queen of Dispatch, and I am your man, Solo Driver, aka Mr. James Roberts. Uh, Let me do this here because this is going to bother me. So I hope you guys can still hear me. I'm waiting for my guys to pull in. We have an interview this evening with Mr. I said Doctor with Mr. Kyle Hamilton. He owns his own truck. He's into crypto, and he's into some other things. And I like to talk to drivers who have other things going on. But first of all, man, how was y'all week? How was your week? How was your week? Did you survive? Did you make it through? What were some of the heartaches that you incurred? What's going on with you? What's going on with you? And that's what I want to know. I want to know what's going on with you. I always want to know how my fellow truckers are doing. I always want to know how my fellow truckers are doing, man, because it's important. And that's the reason why we started this podcast, was for that reason, right? It was for that reason. So I'm always interested in, how your week went. Did anything bother you? Did anything get under your skin? Did you get into a tight spot that you never got into before that you were able to navigate? You know what I mean? Hey, what's up, Charles? What's going on, man? Good evening, good evening. That's my boy Charles, man. He's faithful, man. Man, I really like Charles, man. I really do. He's a business owner. He's a business owner. He's a business owner, and I really my caps lock on. I really like C, man. What up, Charles? What up, baby? Like I said, we have a guest tonight, and we're here in the building. And I'm waiting on them guys to come in. But in the meantime, in between time, we just sitting here chilling, talking about trucking. We're going to talk about some things that's going on in the trucking. Last time we talked about the ELDT that's coming into effect in February. Tried to get you guys up to speed. I don't see. Hold on, y'all. Trying to get you guys up to speed and keep you guys on top of your game, on top of your game, on top of your game. I got you, Charles. I got you. You know, man. Hey, one thing about you, bro. You can always ask me anything. You can ask me anything, Charles. I got you. I got you. I got you. Believe me, I got you. So, yeah, just send me that email, Charles, and that go for especially Charles, man, because I mean, when there ain't nobody else on here, he on here. You know what I'm saying? And he can pretty much ask me. He can ask me anything he want, bro. I mean, I'm gonna give it to him free of charge because he always on the podcast sharing his knowledge. He'll jump in here whenever he can. And so hit me up, Charles. I got you. Whatever that question is, I got you. Uh, I got you. Let me shoot my boy this link real quick. But yeah, uh, um, we're here, and I talked to you guys the other week about the ELDTs that's coming, the ELDT rule that's coming into effect, where you have to go into you have to go into hold on. I just sent a new link. I just went into I'm gonna put this link in here for my guests so that they can come in for my one guest, my co-host. He popping in. Um uh yeah, as of February, you will have to uh have a certificate from a TPR, which is a registered training program that gives you authorization to go in and do the behind the wheels um, test. Now I went in. I had to research. I had to go in and renew my license, and so I had to do update my hazmat. I had to do all of that. So I asked one of the DPS officers, and guess what? Guess what? It's amazing that they knew nothing about they knew nothing about um they knew nothing about the upcoming rule, the upcoming, and this thing was supposed to be in effect way back in, and like we said, way back in February. I mean, not February of 2019, 2020. Um, way back in 2020. I don't see you. Hold on, guys. Let me try to get my guy in here because I don't. I don't see. Hold on, guys. Let me get this. Um, but yeah, they no, they nope. They what happened was they didn't even know anything about the new rule, and so I was explaining it to them because I wanted to know what was the process going to be with the drivers coming in with those certificates and with that training to see what we have to do. We already know you have to go in. I didn't know if they were going to allow the trainers that certificate to be okay for them to say, "Hey, okay, you got your certificate. Your what I'm trying to say, your theory is all intact. Just go ahead and come on, we got you. We give you CLP." Hold on, right quick, guys. Let me bring in my little coworker here. Hope you can hear me.
What's up?
What's up, Mr. Butler? What's up, Mr. Butler?
What's up, man? We freight trapping
I can't
today.
hear you. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Hold on, wait a
Uh,
minute. That might be me. Hold on, wait a minute. Come on. What's up, Mr.
we
Butler?
freight. Freight trapping. Can you hear me now?
Oh yes, sir. I got you. Loud and clear, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
I say we freight trapping today.
Yes, sir. We freight trapping, man. We in this thing, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah, have the weather changed down there yet?
Yeah. Cold and rainy.
I kind of figured it was. We still had those 4 seasons in one day. We got 4 seasons in one day down here. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, we got 4 seasons in one day down here. Wake up, it's winter. By the time 10 o'clock come, it's the spring. By the time 1 o'clock come, it's the fall. And then when nighttime come, you know what I mean?
It's summertime again.
It's summertime again. It's summertime again, man. By the time I get home, I'll be that middle of the day, man, I'll be sweating. And then when the evening time comes, you know, it be that little cool. Bro, we got and it's hard down here because with the weather with that weather changing like that, man, you susceptible to these little old head colds and things, you know what I mean? So you got to pretty much stay on top of all that. And then with all of this other stuff going on, a head cold ain't nothing but COVID, like they see it.
Exactly.
It ain't no.
They're gonna tell you got COVID right now.
It ain't a such thing as a head cold no more.
Not no more. You got COVID.
Yeah. So hey, do me a favor. That link I sent you, the one I just sent you, email over there over to Kyle.
Okay.
And then whenever he's ready, tell him he can come on in, man. I'm not gonna hold him long. Give me
1 second.
Okay.
I'm about
got
to
you.
him right now.
Right. Okay, got you.
Hold on.
So I went in, like I said, and I talked with the DMV, and so when I talked with the DMV, it was just to my surprise, man. She had no idea what I was talking about, and it's almost like they're gonna wait till the last minute and tell them, "Oh yeah, this is what's going on." And so you got to remember, man, you guys got to be prepared for. They might not tell them to January. And now here they gotta go. Be patient with them when you go in with your certificate after February the 7th. Be patient with them because they don't know what's going on. Now somebody above them that's not in the offices, they might know what's going on. But have a little patience with those women and men that's in the DMV because, like I say, they don't know what's going on per what I just seen, I witnessed when I went in to renew my hazmat. So have a little patience with her, man, because she didn't know what was going to take place when it came down, when it came to February the 7th. She didn't know what I was talking about when I said ELDT. She didn't know what I was talking about when I said that they needed to have, we was now required to have a certificate in order to even get behind the wheel and take our test. So y'all have a little patience with those DOT officers and those women in the DMV because they're probably going to be the last ones to know, and it's probably going to be a month, maybe 2 weeks before they even run it down the pipeline and let them know what's going on with the CDLs. All right. So anybody who needs to go back to last week's episode and check out what I talked about with the ELDT. I'm talking about the ELDT that's coming into effect in February. That I talked about last week. Are you guys up to date on that? Are y'all? I know y'all ready because you guys already have the trainers in place, and you guys are you already probably on that TPR. But I know some of the like our academy. We're in the process of getting on that TPR too, because we want our people to be able to go in there and take that test like the rest of them. So I got all of my guys.
That's it.
Go ahead. Let me get your thoughts on that.
No, I'm sorry.
No. I was just saying that I got the guys who I have in my consulting company, which they're number trainers. I'm having my guys. I'm trying to get something set up to where we can all get in there and just instead of just being certified through the state of Texas, that we are federally certified, which is that's that TPR, to where they can go anywhere and train a driver and sign off on that certificate. So that's what we're working on right now. Right. So what's your thoughts on that, man? I had some thoughts on it last week. What's your thoughts?
What, on the whole ELDT thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, on the whole ELDT thing. Can you hear me?
I think I'm delayed. Can you?
Yeah, you're delayed.
I mean, well, yeah, oh man, that sucks. Hold on. All right, can you hear me directly now or no?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's just, I'm not gonna say it's just another means for them to get some money, but
hey man, hey, we in the trap. Hey man, we don't hold no. Hey, I already said it last week, so that's anything we say here on our podcast is our opinion. It don't reflect nobody we work for. You know what I'm saying?
It's just that.
Go ahead.
Why even have it? They were basically already doing that. It's really don't seem like it's really nothing that much different from what was already going on. Honestly. I mean, they said they had to take these. They already had to take courses. So I don't understand what they really doing that much differently. I guess they're doing an additional course, or some type of pre-course now, but it's like, I don't know, man. Nope. It seemed like a money grab for me, basically.
Nope.
It really seemed like a money grab.
Nope. They're not doing anything different. Only thing they're different is saying that it's a rule now, and they're not even saying you have to have any amount of hours or anything. They're just saying that you have to be trained by a registered TPR. That's it.
But see, this is my thing though. I hope that this is not a thing so they could try to get rid of the independent companies like your school and I think and to me I'm like, is that a grab? Is that a, are they trying to put themselves in a position where the smaller people and the smaller businesses can't really, can't put themselves in a position to really be successful? And that's what I'm hoping that doesn't happen. But that's what it seems like to me though, honestly.
It seems like that's what it's doing. That what they're doing. Yeah. Once again, you said it's a money grab. For me, it's in line with what they were doing with the ELDs when they came in with the ELD with the electronic onboard monitoring system. When they did that, it was a money grab for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then I looked at that's the pro for me. I mean the con for me. But the pro for me, when as a driver, it comes to the point where when I get pulled over and you see that in my truck, now you're not finna ask me for no logs. I don't have to go through all of that paperwork.
Exactly.
Because they know all they got to do is pull up your DOT number. It's hooked to that. They can see your logs.
Yeah,
and if it's not,
pull all your logs.
Right, exactly. So that's the pro when it comes to that. The con is, you gotta, you taking money out of my pocket for nothing.
Yeah. But the ELD though, I didn't really look at the ELD as a money grab. I looked at that more as a safety thing, and also convenience for both the drivers and for the highway patrol. Because it does make it easier for everybody. It costs more money, but it makes it easier for everybody.
Right. So let me tell you why I say it's a money grab. Because for me, anything that comes down from Congress and it's implemented through the FMCSA, for me, it's all an interest group. Everybody, for me, the way I see it is everybody is a part of some company or have an investment in some company around the corner that you can't see, right? And so they're getting some type of kickback from implementing that. Hey, if you're getting federal dollars, you have to put this in your truck. And so at the end of the day, that's what I mean by a money grab, not necessarily by the companies or anything like that, but by those who are sitting there supposed to be in legislation for the truckers, but you're implementing now. When it comes to safety, what is the ELD gonna do? I mean, keep keep you in line
from a
with
safety
your logs
standpoint,
and all of that. Right,
yeah,
right,
keep
right.
your logs in line.
From running over your books and from fudging your books and all of that stuff like that, right? But immediately, I'm talking about now. I understand about implementing DEF on the trucks, implementing onboard cameras on the truck, implementing all of the lane departures that you have on the trucks to make sure that, hey, you get out your lane, get back. I understand all of that.
Yeah.
All of those things are immediate safety things that you put on the truck to help a driver or help the public. For me, it was just like, okay, here come another thing that around the corner, somebody you can't see got their hands in the pocket of Qualcomm, in the pocket of any, you know what I'm saying? That's how it looked to me. Now, of course, it's gonna be safe, but why all of a sudden? You know what I'm saying? It's just all of a sudden, boom, you need this. And that was just my take on it. Now, for me, like I said, that was the con of it. The pro of it now, bro, I ain't gotta do no paperwork.
None.
All my pre-trip, my post-trip is in there. I ain't gotta worry about you saying, "Oh, now you messed up on your logs right here." Yeah.
Log. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. Believe you me, I see the benefits of it now. But in the beginning, you know what I mean? You were just like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So look, check this out.
That's the great part about it.
So check this out. This is the third host right here. You see this young lady right here? That's the queen of dispatch. I know you can't see her, but that's my wife. So I got her up there. It's all three of us. We on this thing. These are the freight trapping podcast. I know you can't see it, Stephen, because you on air. It's gonna have to be. You're gonna have to
I see.
You see it? Yeah. So that's that's the black hoodie right here. That's the black one that they got on.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the black one. This the white one. So we have these all on
every day. That's cool.
All day, every day. I wear this all day, every day, bro. Bro, you can wear this, bro. Bro, you can wear this all the time. Only reason I don't wear this all day, every day is white. It's white. Believe me, I got a black one. Believe me, I got a black one. So, man, that's let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Tell me a little bit about Mr. Kyle Hamilton that we're about to speak with. Did you hear me?
No, I just see it.
No. I'm saying I just said.
I can see it.
No, I say
all day.
I say tell me a little bit about Mr. Kyle Hamilton that we're about to speak with in a minute.
And I need that black one.
You need the black one? Yeah, he lost his signal. Man, I wish he'd go back to where he was 2 weeks ago when we was in here. Cause wherever he was, he was on point. But I'm gonna allow him to bring in Mr. Kyle Hamilton and talk about Mr. Kyle. We got him back. Hold on. Got my co-host back. Come on. Well, yeah, you good?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me? Well, let me ask you a question. Where were you at when we did our interview the other week? You need to go back to that spot. That spot you had? Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can't hear none of y'all.
You can't hear me?
I can't hear.
We can hear you though.
Is it me or
no? You. It's you. It's you. So, hey, look here. I need you to go back to that same spot you in when we were talking the other day. I need you to go back in that same spot because that was A1 perfect. I don't know where you were, but wherever you are right now, it ain't working. It ain't working. Cause I can't. You going in and out, in and out, in and out. So, like I said, man, you guys go in and take care of your license before February 22nd. I mean February the 1st, 7th, 2022. So that you won't have to go through all of that. Even if you go in and you got your exempts or Class B, or if you have a hazmat on your license, or if you already have passenger or chauffeur, or if you have a Class B. So go in there and get those things put on your license, and you will not have to be subject to taking the being responsible for going to schooling. Okay, I let him know. Thank you. I let him know. I definitely will let him know. I'm finna tell him that now. Hold on. Yeah, I just told him. Thank you, baby. Yeah, I just told him. But make sure you go in and get those on your license so that you won't be caught in the middle of having to take those courses. So do your thing, get everything in line, and what I'm trying to say, get everything in line, and so that you want to take classes in order to go in and take your courses. But I'll be giving you updates after updates after updates when it come down to that. Let me see if can let's try this again. And there he is. You took your earpods out. My wife say those earpods make you go in and out sometimes like that. Your earpods. Check your phone. I text you. Check your phone. Hold on, y'all. Let me. Okay, I want to make sure we get in here. Hold on, right quick. Yeah, I can see him too, baby. But it's them. I think he in a bad area or whatever. Hold on. Oh, he just seen it. So let's look at some news real quick while we waiting on our guests and all of this. It's one thing I wanted to talk about. Let me find it real quick. Let me find it real quick. Why he trying to get his thing together? Nope, not that. No. Let's talk about this. Let's see if I got him back in yet. Okay, he's not back yet. Let's see. All right, almost 3,900 trucks in the U.S. placed out of service during break week inspections. Bruh, I know how tedious that could be. I know how tedious those brake checks can be. I know how tedious a pre-trip can be when you just start now. I know how tedious that can be. But like I told you guys before, they can put you out of service for, a crack in your line. Even if it's painted and the paint is cracked, they can put you out of service for that. And that's why, be honest. As a pre-trip, don't nobody get on the ground and crawl under the trailer or the truck and look at no airlines to see if they got cracks in them during a pre-trip. But the thing about that is you probably can do that once a week because no cracks are going to come into an airline in a week's time. But I'm going to just say this here. It has to be done because they can do that. They can put you out of service for that. Yo, how you doing? How we doing? You good? Unmute yourself. I think you muted. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Are you muted? Nah, that's Steve, baby. That's Steven. That's Mr. Butler. Master of my fate. That's Mr. Master of my fate. Yeah. Yeah, that's Mr. Master of my fate. But yeah, you guys, when I told you the brake check week was coming, man, they put out drivers for, I mean, they'll put you out of service for your slack adjusters not being adjusted. I mean that's just that's just what it is, man. I mean, and so I just try to put you guys up on game before things come on, before they hit like they hit. I mean, I used to get caught up in those things. But I used to get caught up in them because it was oh, pow, there it is. It was like in your face. You know what I'm saying? It was like in your face. But now you have different trucking podcasts that gives you, the heads up on all of the little things that's going on over the road. And I wish you guys would take heed to them. But I'm gonna still give them. Don't get me twisted. I'm gonna keep giving them to you, whether you do them or not, or whether you hear me or not. I'm gonna still talk to you about them because that's what I do. I try to bring this trucking news to YouTube, and so that's what I'm doing now. Let's talk about this right here until my guests come in. Let me see what I got.
I can hear you.
Oh! Pew, 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 pew! Pew, 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 pew! He in the building. He's back. And welcome to the trap, Mr. Steven Butler.
Man.
In the trap, yes, sir. So let's get on track.
Finally.
How long have you talked to Kyle?
Yeah, he said he was logged on.
I don't see him in the queue. Tell him to go ahead and click the link. Text him and tell him to go ahead and click that link. Cause I don't see him in the queue. All right.
Hold on.
So I'm gonna talk about this real quick. So are driver wait times nullifying carrier pay increase? I say, what does driver wait time have to do with a carrier pay increase? Right? That's what I say. Because what difference does it make if the carrier charges the shipper for wait time or not. See, this is the problem I have with shippers. This is the problem I have with shippers. You go in and they want you to wait for them. We got a shipper right now, and I've been to several shippers, but we got a shipper right now. When you go in, you get to the dock, get your paperwork. It take him almost 20 to 30 minutes to, and I'm not talking about over the road. I'm city. So over the road, they sitting at the dock, and of course they sitting there getting loaded, and so they're loading the whole trailer. So I understand that you're not going to get loaded in 30 minutes, 45. If you're doing good, you'll be out of there in an hour. But the thing is, when you're getting loaded now, you have companies they're verifying how the load was loaded, because it's a they don't want to be at fault if something happens to the load on the way to the receiver because of faulty loading, right? So they take pictures of every little thing. They take pictures of every little thing from row to row, row to row, row to row. Take pictures of your truck to make sure nothing is protruding to where it could damage the freight. And of course, you already know that if your trailer if your trailer is damaged, or if the floor is not good, they're not going to load you anyway. So that's the problem I have with carriers, with the shipper, is that they're trying to use the fact that they have to pay you detention time because they have all of this stuff they need to go through before they even load your truck, and then you're there for 4 hours, and then they got a problem with paying you detention time. Now, what they're trying to say is, okay, now we're going to decrease what we're paying on the load so that we can make it up to you through the detention time pay. Nah, that don't work for me. That's the problem I have with shippers. That don't work for me. That don't work for me. So that was I was talking about. Y'all keep this in your head, Mr. Butler. I posed the question: are driver wait times nullifying carrier pay increase? That's what I was talking about while y'all was getting kicked in and all of that. So right now, what I'm going to do? Can you hear me, Mr. Butler? You good? Steve, can you hear me? You can't hear me? You can't hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I got you.
I can.
Yeah. Get ready, cause I'm finna.
I can.
Okay, bet. Get ready.
Can
Get
you
ready.
hear me?
Yeah, I got you. I'm about to bring Mr. Hamilton in, and I'm gonna shut up
Let's do this.
and let you do your thing. I'm gonna let you introduce him, and then we'll go from there. Ladies and
Let's do
gentlemen,
it.
we have our guest for the evening, Mr. Kyle Hamilton.
Hey, how's it going?
The
How's it going?
baller is here.
Ah,
Already know.
and he looked like it, and he looked like he belonged in the trap.
Hey, man.
Okay.
He looked like he belonged in the trap, man.
Already know.
Okay.
He got that flavor. So take it away, Mr. Butler.
Exactly. Okay, everybody, let me introduce to you a cold-blooded young brother. A lot of us have a lot to say about the millennials, but this is a young brother that's doing his thing. He's an owner-operator, fleet owner, investor, property owner. He's all about big rigs, buildings, and blockchain.
See some. Hold on.
Hey, Kyle, can you hear me?
All
It's
right, all
James.
right. I can hear you now. I can
All
hear you
right.
now.
All right, so this is what we're going to do. Because Mr. Butler, when we did our interview, he was in a perfect place. I don't know where he at right now. He's stuck in a time warp or something. Because he going in and out, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you
Okay.
loud and clear.
Okay, good. I can hear you too. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go head on with this because I wanted him to introduce you. He know you, and he was giving you your flowers. When he come back in, I'm gonna let him continue with that. But because I don't want to take too much of your time, I want to take about 30, 45 minutes of your time, however much you got.
All right.
I'm gonna ask you this. Tell me about Mr. Kyle Hamilton and what he stands for.
Man, I really stand for hard work. That's all I do. You know, just trying to basically pave the way for a lot of people my age, just to give them an out, so they can have something to look up to. You know,
Yeah.
because growing up in the South Side of Chicago, I really ain't had nobody to look up to. So this is exactly what I do it for, just for the younger generation, so they can have a positive role model.
Okay, so let's back up. Let's back up. Tell us about Kyle Hamilton, the man, the entrepreneur, the owner operator, the
Yes, sir.
building, the blockchain man. Tell me
sir.
about Mr. Kyle Hamilton before you became who you are today.
Hey, I was a young kid just trying to really find my way, and I found it through investing. I went to a private school, and they basically gave me the ropes just to get into investing. I was investing into stocks around 7th, 8th grade. So
Wow.
I just stuck with it, and is making things happen. So that's exactly what I was been, you know what I'm saying, been doing, and it's been working for me. And if it ain't broke, I ain't trying to fix it. So
That's
I'm gonna
right.
keep on, yeah, I'm gonna keep on doing my whole investing thing. I love investing. That's what I wake up for every day. When I wake up, I check the stock market and I check the weather, because I got to be out there driving that truck. So I want to make sure that weather is cool, and I want to make sure it's a good time to buy.
And you sound like my wife. My wife wake up checking
Yeah.
checking the stock market and all of that.
Yeah.
So let me
Yeah,
ask you a
definitely.
question. You come 2-parent household, single mom, single dad. What's your story?
So I had a one-parent household, and my grandfather basically took me as his own son. So I look to up to my grandfather as just my role model, and he was a hustler. So that's where I get it from. So I just been following his footsteps, and it's been working out.
Man, look here. So your grandfather raised you.
Yes, sir.
Grandfather showed you how to be a hustler.
Yes, sir.
Grandfather instilled something in you, and you were shown something at 7 years old.
Yes, sir.
You were shown something at 7 years old. And how old are you right now?
I'm 27.
27. So you've been honing your craft on these stocks for 20 years.
Yes, sir.
Man, that's something to applaud you on, bro. Cause you don't see a lot of young men your age, or you got a lot of young men or women your age that commit to anything. And for you to be committed to that, bro, I can give you just a round of applause just on that. Right? Just on that.
Gratitude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So bring us up to today. What's the first thing you told us? The first thing you do when you get up in the morning, you check the stocks, check the weather.
Yes, sir.
So let's dive in before we get into anything else. Let's dive into the transportation part. Tell us about your own operator business?
All right, so my own operated business, basically we do intermodal. That's what I grew up doing, just intermodal. Just that's all I know. I tried to do the tankers. I ain't really like it. I felt like it was a little bit too dangerous. So man, I couldn't mess around with that. But I found my home at intermodal, just working the rail yards
Mm-hmm.
and taking different boxes and everything from the rail yard. We go from CSX, uh, BNSF, CN, all the rail yards, and we just take them to the customers, and that's what I like to do.
Okay. So you said don't mind me. We trying to work this out with Steven because he in a bad building and his connection is boo boo. So
Yeah,
I'm trying to work this out to get him in on this thing. I'm gonna let him call me, and then I'm gonna run him through the board, and he'll just be on the phone.
right.
So you said you didn't like tankers. What you didn't like about tankers?
Uh, I'm afraid of heights. I'm afraid of heights. I still don't like doing the Six Flags. So
Are you
you get up
serious?
there, you get up there, you gotta mess around with that with the lid. I'm like, nah, I don't think that's me. I
But you
I
know,
rather I'd rather do my whole thing on just driving. I
yeah,
like to
just
drive.
on solid land.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
understand that. But you know, it's more than one way to skin a cat. You know that
yeah.
with that oxygen and with that oxygen. I mean, not nitrogen. With that nitrogen and argon and stuff, you ain't never got to climb on nothing. It's straight at the back. You're on the
Oh
ground
yeah,
all the
yeah,
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You're on the ground
yeah,
all the time. You ain't got to worry about that. But I do understand that when you say about them staying on that ground, I do understand.
yeah,
Because that's the reason why I really got out of flatbed because they were doing, I did
yeah,
it, got my experience in it, got over it. But, man, I hate tarping. Bruh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
hate tarping. I can't do it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't do it.
it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. That's a skill in itself. That's like you working two jobs, and that you gotta tarp, and then you gotta focus on driving. So
Right,
I
right.
rather do the intermodal, just making sure the pins is in. The most time you spend really doing anything is, let's say your box ain't adjusted, then you just take it to the adjuster, get it adjusted, and then you
Right.
straight. You good to go.
So
So
what about the when you eat, well, I know especially when you pick up a cause when you say intermodal you talking about the rail yards and not container,
right.
not ports. So what do you do when you get a container that may be uh overweight, and most of the time it's gonna be overweight with you picking it up from a shipper taking it to the rail yard. So how do you deal with that? Do you have your own chassis or what?
Yeah, so the company that I use, we have some of the newer chassis. So we use
Right.
those, and we really don't have no problems out of the chassis. It probably once every blue moon you would get like a bad chassis. So from that point you would just have to call it in and say, "Yeah, I can't take this box.
Right.
Can y'all give me something else?" I occurred that probably about a couple weeks ago. But I had to mess around and just get a whole different load.
Right.
But
Let
other
me,
than that, it's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet.
right. Let me see if old Steve. Hey Steve, can you hear me?
I'm here. I can hear you finally.
Can
I don't
you
know what's
can
going on.
can you hear Mr. Hamilton?
Yeah, I can. I hear Cal. What's
Kyle,
going
can
on,
you hear
Cal?
him?
Hey, hey,
You got it?
yeah, I
Can
can
you?
hear 'em.
Okay, good.
Finally.
So this is how we gonna run it. He's on the phone. I'm gonna run him through the
Okay.
board. We ain't gonna be able to see you, so but that's fine. And so let's rewind real quick. We started the interview, but let's rewind. Mr. Butler, please introduce Mr. Hamilton.
Oh, I got to introduce him again. You ain't hear me the first time.
No, it
We
was
finna
cut out.
do it. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay. Just want to introduce to you guys. You know, a lot of people got a lot to say about the millennials, about the young fellas, what they doing, what they not doing. But I just want to introduce you to you a phenomenal young brother. He's doing his thing, owner operator, crypto investor, general investor, property owner, renowned tattoo artist, creative, business mastermind, Mr. Cal Hamilton, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Cal Hamilton.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Gratitude.
Thank you for that introduction, Mr. Butler. Glad to have you back with us.
Finally. It was rough.
From under the sea, from the depths of the sea.
Dude, Cal, I know Cal, where you at? You in the burbs and you in your spot out south? In South Shore.
I'm in my spot out south in South Shore.
Is it a monsoon? I'm downtown, man. I'm downtown in South Loop. It's a monsoon down here. That's why I was having so many issues, man.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a monsoon.
You're right there in the heart of the water. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a little bit more critical on your side.
Man, it's a monsoon.
So speaking of weather,
okay.
How do you I just heard him introduce you, and he was saying the different businesses you're involved in and everything. So before you got into expanding to those businesses, how did you deal with, because you guys weather get bad much sooner than ours.
Yeah.
So how did you deal with that as being a business owner and owning your own truck and all of that? I mean, did the intermodal kind of slow down for you, or what? How did that work?
So I feel like Chicago really don't get bad till about January, February.
True.
That's when they get real bad. So I would just run really hard like in the month before, that's when the business is the best, because you got Black Friday, you got Christmas coming up, you got all these holidays. So that's when I'll run hard. That way, when the winter, like the real winter months come, I can kind of just take it easy. If I got to call off, if it's too bad, I ain't gonna run that truck. I'm gonna just sit back.
You know what we used to call that? We used to call that chipmunking.
Call that what?
Chipmunking.
Chipmunking. Oh yeah, I get it. Right. Yeah. Stack all your nuts.
Yeah. Stack up all the nuts you can.
Yeah.
Cause the winter comes.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I'm real big on investing too, because when those winter months come, my money is already accumulating and it's making money for me. So regardless, I'm gonna be straight. So the days I don't come to work, it's still big dough getting made.
So that's the trucking side of your business, and like I said, we'll freight podcast, but we talk life, we talk business, we talk sports, we talk health, and
right.
I can appreciate you as being a young man. That CDL you have, no matter what go down, no matter if the stock market crash, no matter what happened, you got that master's license, that master's degree in your back pocket, and that trade would never go nowhere. You'll be able to use that until you 85, as long as you can pass that medical cert, DOT physical. You can always use it. So let's talk about some of the irons you have in the fire. What you want to talk about first? Because I don't know nothing about tattooing. I don't know nothing about crypto. I don't know nothing about investing. So hit me what you want me to know first. I'm green in all of that.
I want to talk about investing, because that's the big thing. So
now,
the rest.
Hold on. Now I touted this: big rigs, buildings, and blockchains.
Right.
Okay. So what's the buildings? Is the real estate.
Yep.
Yes, that's the real estate.
Blockchains is the crypto and the investments.
Right.
Okay. Continue.
Right. So I'm real big on investing, because like I said, when the times get hard, then them investments, they steadily making money and they keep up with inflation. So why not do it? They keep up with inflation, especially now. It's a cluster about whether the inflation is going to keep going up. The price of everything is going up. The food is going up, bills is going up, gas going up, and as well as your investments. So you want to keep that investments just really just on full force, and really yeah, that's big, that's a big thing. That's a big thing to me. Those other trades, I just use those other trades as catapults to invest into the investments, and they piggyback each other. So let's say you invest into blockchains and in the stock market, it steadily go up. So when something else, like when another business is going down, let's say real estate go down, you and when real estate going down, them investments, like one is gonna go down, one is gonna go up. So that's what I do. I move my investment vehicles around. So I invest into stocks, and then when the housing market go down, I move my money from the stocks into the housing market.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
now I'm moving money that's already high. That's the trick. You buy low and you sell high. So I'm selling high and I move it to something is a low buy,
Oh,
and
okay.
it just keep
Okay.
it's an infinite money glitch. It's
Right.
an infinite money
Right.
Yeah.
glitch if you ask me.
Mr. Butler, you got any questions? So tell me about the blockchains and what they do, how they operate, and what's the procedure in becoming successful in dealing with blockchains.
Really, just get in now. Get in now. Don't wait. Don't wait, because your dollar there is gonna go further than what you invest 10 years from now. 10 years from now, you
Yeah.
invest in it's like your dollar is gonna go further. The earlier you get in, the more money you're gonna make.
Hmm.
The quicker you are into retirement, So
Right.
that's my whole thing. You gotta start now. You can't wait till too late.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Mr. Butler, you got anything to say? He going in and out. Anyway, uh, y'all having bad weather down there, and he in a
Yeah.
bad spot. So now my wife, she would always tell me, she would say, "Hey man, send me this, send me that," because they say this is for the move, that is for the move, and I guess I've invested with her probably, I think probably about a cool 500,
Right.
and we've made. I, for me, when I put money into something, I don't even look for it to come back. That's just the
Yeah.
gambler in me. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
Right.
I don't even look for that to come back. If it, like you say, when it's there, I leave it. I don't even look at it. I don't
Yeah.
even worry about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's like what you like. That's just like what you saying. You got to invest now, no matter how up and down it is. You got to
Right.
invest now, and I look at 50 Cent, what he did with vitamin water and what he
Yeah,
did with
definitely.
Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nobody knew nothing about no Bitcoin until 8 years later when they said that he was a multimillionaire, all because now
Right.
everybody's buying Bitcoin. So now,
Hmm.
like you were saying, invest now and your dollar will go a long way later. You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? I get that. So I mean, what sparked your interest in crypto? Let's talk about crypto. Do you
So
and are you in and are you uh, knowledgeable, or have you invested in NFTs?
I'm trying to get into NFTs. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm doing my
Mm-hmm.
research on it.
Right.
So right now, I'm just accumulating just regular crypto. I'm big on Litecoin and Ethereum. I
Mm-hmm.
love I love Bitcoin, but I ended up moving my money from Bitcoin. I had a whole Bitcoin, moved it into Ethereum, and
Okay.
Ethereum has just been making me money. So now it's like I don't want to touch Ethereum because Ethereum hasn't had that pump that Bitcoin has, and I feel like it's more uses out of Ethereum
Mm-hmm.
than it is Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin is the father coin, but Ethereum, that's something with smart contracts. You can build websites on the Ethereum blockchain. It's so much you can do with Ethereum. It's like I'd rather go for something that has multiple uses. But I still keep a little bit of Bitcoin, but I'm big. I'm all in on Ethereum right now. Definitely all in on Ethereum.
Well, I'm just
And
letting you
it
know. I'm just letting you know I'm not gonna sit here and pick your brain on this tonight, but I'm writing all of this down, and believe me, I'm doing my research.
oh yeah,
I'm
definitely,
doing my
definitely,
research because
definitely.
let me tell you something. I ain't one of those dudes that's like, oh man, this youngster, nah, bro. Hey man,
Yeah,
this is a lane that I believe that was built for you guys. You know what I'm
right,
saying? And when I say
right,
you guys, the millennials, because now you can teach us. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Now you can teach us because that's something that they're beginning. And I'm big on, like I tell my daughter, hey man, I need you to get in STEM. I need you to get into this coding. I need you to learn all of that stuff because that's the future. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
definitely.
That's now all of this AI stuff. Don't you know they're gonna need people to code that stuff? You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
definitely.
And so that's why I say this is for you guys that you can come back and tell us this is how that works, this is how this works. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so that's why I like talking to youngsters. I like talking to really anybody. It just depends on who I'm talking to, what kind of conversation I'm having. You know what I mean?
right,
Because I can pour into you old knowledge and you pour into me new knowledge. And
right.
that balances everything out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you gotta have that balance. Yep,
Yeah, you gotta
definitely.
have that balance. So let me ask you this here: what does Mr. Hamilton do to reset? Cause I know it's got to come a point when time when you say,
Yeah,
"Man, I gotta push reset."
yeah. My go to is I
You got
like
a
to
big
paint.
smile on your face. You finna tell me
Yeah, you
something
already
good.
know. I'm big. I'm real big on the reset. I'm real big on the reset. You gotta
Yeah,
have that
yeah.
reset because
You
it's
got
like
to.
if you don't have it, you can burn yourself out quick. So
Yeah.
what I like to do is I like the skateboard. That's what I'm
Ah.
real big into. I
Okay.
love skateboarding. That's always been my passion. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm real big on video gaming.
Okay.
It's a big market too into
Yeah.
video gaming. So I do the video gaming thing like with
Oh, okay.
streaming video games because that's
Oh,
what
okay.
I like to do. So
Yeah.
and you can make a lot of money into it too. So
Yeah, I
if you
know.
yeah
Oh,
yeah
man, let me tell you something, man.
yeah
If we would have had gaming back when Tecmo Bowl, see, this might be a little too far back for you.
right
If we'd have had gaming when we had Tecmo Bowl, I'd have been making the money they making right now.
yeah yeah
Steven, you
definitely
remember? Hey, Steve, you remember Tecmo Bowl?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's old school. He don't know nothing
uh-huh
about that. He's too
Yeah,
young for
yeah,
that.
that's the old Nintendo.
yeah
Yeah,
Man, Bo Jackson was the ish on there, bro. Can't nobody
yeah
tackle Bo Jackson. You try
yeah
to once he get gone, even if you dive at him, he gonna kick you. His legs,
yeah
cause his legs was his power. He'll kick you. Say man,
yeah
and I still play video games, but I'm not good enough to be a gamer because
yeah yeah
you know what I'm saying. You guys are good enough to be gamers. You know what I mean?
yeah
Cause you got that time, and like you said, man, it's so important to push that reset button to say,
yeah
okay, here we go again. Another 7, another 14,
mm,
another whatever. Let me go back and get it. I'm good
right
now. You know what I'm saying? I'm
right
good now. That's cool that you in the skateboard, man. I
yeah
was now I was in the skateboarding, but I just had that little, that one that looked like a missile.
oh
Look
yeah
like
yeah I know
yeah.
yeah yeah
I
that's
had
the
the
one
one
I
that looked
started
like a
off with
missile.
yeah. Yeah, now I got a lot of I probably got about 30 skateboards and just
Oh, so you
sitting around.
avid with it.
Yeah, yeah,
You
and I
avid.
paint them too. I paint them too. So
So let's
I'm
talk
trying to
about that. Let's talk about
yeah
that. You're an artist.
yeah
Oh
definitely
man, let's talk about the world of tattooing because when he told me who you were, I immediately took to your Instagram and I immediately started following you. You know what I'm saying?
right
Because he said you was a tattoo artist, and I
right.
love tats. I love the way they look on the body, and I love the artistry of it. How did you
Right.
get into tattooing?
Basically, when I was younger, I used to watch. like the tattoo shows. They had like some older shows. I don't think it was like how the shows is now, where it's kind of
What was the
like
first one?
reality.
Yeah, yeah, but what was the first one that they did that I used to like? Not Tattoo Wars. What was the one with the three
LA Ink.
judges? Uh,
Oh, Ink
which
Master.
Ink Master. Oh
Yeah,
man, that was
yeah,
my
yeah,
show, bro.
yeah. Matter of fact, they got some stuff on Pluto right now that it show Ink Master all day. I'll leave my TV on there and I'll go to sleep to it and just learn
Yeah,
through
bro.
osmosis sometimes. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
That
yeah.
boy Ink Master was my ish, man.
Yeah,
I
that
love Ink
I
Master.
watch I love watching Ink Master because on there they get to tell you what's right and what's wrong, and
Yeah.
I learned a lot from a show like that. So I'm big. I'm real big on watching that. That's how I get better. And yeah, yeah. Basically, just watching shows. That's how I took a liking to it. I think I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I went to a tattoo shop, and I always had a like a real interest in it, and I was
Mm-hmm.
drawing. So it wasn't until I was in high school, and
Mm-hmm.
one of my boys was doing tattoos, and I was drawing, and I knew I was good at drawing because somebody stole my notebook, and I'm like, at that point, it was like I got mad at first, and then I was like, you know what? That's a good thing. That means somebody liked myself so much that they had to steal it. I'm like, you know what? I know exactly what I'm gonna start doing. So that's when I found
imitation
some. Yeah,
imitation is the best form of flattery.
yep. So
Hey.
they seen that, and I just was like, okay, okay. Now I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find somebody who do them, and I'm gonna try to see if I can learn from them. Try to network. So I'm real big on networking. I
Mm-hmm.
talked to another another younger person because I think I was like 15 or 16 when I started. I talked
Mm-hmm.
to another person and he was doing them. So I'm like, yeah, how old are you? He like, yeah, I'm like I'm 16. I'm like, dang, you my age. Matter of fact, he was a year older than me. I think he was like 17. So that's when I was like, yeah, I'm gonna order my equipment, and then I ended up doing an apprenticeship under Dean Van, and basically they got me really like just hone my craft, and they were spreading the word about me, and I was tattooing people in the neighborhood, and I ended up going to a tattoo shop to try to get a job there over at Inkful Thoughts. That was the first job I had as a tattoo artist, like being just really out of my apprenticeship. And the owner, usually you have to like do like a preview tattoo, a tutorial
Right.
tattoo to let them know that you can tattoo.
Right.
My work was already coming in and out the shop. It was one of my boys. He was coming in and out the shop, getting some work from the shop, and then coming to me and getting some work from me, and basically I'm doing a whole collab sleeve with somebody that's in the shop.
Right.
So when I went up there, they was like, "Yeah, we already seen your work. You ain't got to do no preview. Just come, just
Ah.
yeah. What days you want to work? We know who you are. Everybody been talking about you, so that's when I had got into that, and I just perfected my craft and built my clientele in the shop, and it was up from
Now,
there.
now I'm gonna say this here. With you being a tattoo artist and a truck driver, you doing the right thing in the lane that you're in, which is
Right,
intermodal, because it's real no touch freight for you.
right,
Because your hands are your money maker also, as well as your,
exactly,
you know what I'm saying, as well as that CDL.
right,
And if you were in any other lane, you would really put your golden hands in
right,
jeopardy with messing with a flatbed or something like that. So
yeah,
you've pretty much carved out. I'm not gonna say the perfect because nothing's perfect, but you've carved
right,
out the best complement of careers to each
yeah,
other, with you being an intermodal and the tattooing, and then you're doing blockchains and buildings and investments in real estate. You've really carved out a, a, a nice spider web for yourself. And I
Right.
call it a
Yeah.
spider web because, bro, you're bringing in so much plausible income to yourself that you can move money and make money at the same time.
Right.
And I'm really impressed. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to say, bro, I haven't met a 26-year-old with the type of drive you have and the type of mentality that you've told me about, to where you set up that net that can
Right.
continuously catch money for you, catch money for
Definitely.
you. And
Definitely.
bro, I want to applaud you. I want to say, man, keep going, do your thing, and keep pushing. Don't never stop. Don't never let nobody say you. Well, you already know that. Cause can't nobody tell you what you can't do because you've done so much. But you
Right.
got more to do. You got more to do. And
Yes,
bro, I
sir.
want
Yes,
to
sir.
say, I want to say thank you first, right now, for taking the time out to come into the trap, come into the freight trap, and tell us about your big rigs, and then talking about the other business ventures you got going on. Now, back to these tattoos, cause I love them.
Oh
I
yeah.
love them. I love them. What's your best tattoo? What do you say your niche is? Is it shading? Is it portraits? Is it colorism? What is it?
So I grew up off cartoons and Japanese anime. So
Mm,
that's my strong suit now.
mm,
So it all piggybacked off each other, which is crazy. So yeah,
wow.
I'm real big on Japanese anime tattoos, and it's a big clientele for them too.
Yeah.
So that's what
Yeah.
that's why I mainly put my focus on, because you can really capture anything with just doing Japanese anime. And I'm also real big on American traditional, because that's the backbone of tattooing. That's what I like
Right.
about it.
Right. Right, bro. I mean, I love that cartoon because I love for my tattoos to be big and colorful,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
believe that's what art is. I
yeah,
believe
definitely.
art is not bland. I believe it's colorful, and you have to have a piece that can lend that color to what you're
Right,
doing.
right.
I just haven't. Man, I'm telling you, I just started back. You know, I'm sleeving my legs out right now.
Oh yeah, me too. It's
So
painful.
yeah, bro.
It's yeah, it's painful.
Dude told me the other day. He said, "Man, how can you sit there and get that big tattoo on the front of your calf?" I said, "Bro, I mean,
Oh yeah,
I'm always into that thing like no pain, no gain,
right, right. Yeah,
right? No pain, no gain." So
yeah,
I'm just into it, man. And so,
yeah.
bro, that's good to see, bro, that you in that lane, man, and you doing your thing. And that's one thing
Right,
I can say, bro. Appreciate you. So
man. Thank you.
you got a day cab or a sleeper?
So I got a day cab because I don't even want to get too used to being in the truck, because it's like if I make it home, I'm never gonna come home. So I was like, I want to make it as hard as possible for me to be out. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
went for the day
yeah,
cab. I definitely went for the day cab. Peterbilt. You already
oh
know
yeah,
I have to
yeah,
go
yeah,
Peterbilt.
yeah. See,
Yeah,
man, yeah, yeah. Them my trucks too, either KW or
yeah.
Peterbilt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't go wrong with them trucks. Are trucks that you can pass down to your kids. They running for 6 million, 7 million miles. You can
yeah,
pass them trucks down to
yeah,
your kids,
yeah.
and now that's a real investment. So I'm real big on the Peterbilts and the Kenworths. I love them.
So tell me, I was gonna ask you, okay, let me ask you this here: if you had a sleeper truck and you
Yeah,
had your bed in the back, you know you got bunk beds.
yeah.
If you in the back of my truck, how would the back of your truck look if you had a sleeper?
If I had a sleeper, first thing first, I'm gonna give me a nice TV, and I'm putting the video game in there. You got to, you got to put the video game in there, because that's like, after a hard day, you got to relieve your stress. So I would definitely put that video game in there.
Video game. That's the first
Yeah,
thing.
that's the first thing.
Next thing. What's the next thing you would put in there?
Next thing, I'm going for mini fridge. Gotta have the mini fridge.
Mini
I need the
fridge,
mini
right?
fridge because yeah, especially being on the road, it's really you don't really have that many good options of food. So I'll stock up my mini fridge while I'm on the road.
All right.
It's like, yeah, that was one problem that I occurred being over the road was like I'm like, dang, stopping to find something to eat, and then it'll be just your luck. You trying to push yourself, so you get stuck somewhere where ain't nothing good to eat, or you get stuck at a let's say you get stuck at a rest stop with no vending machines.
Bro,
Yeah, that's the worst.
bro, I used to, when I first started driving trucks, I started driving in '04. I
Yeah,
first started driving containers, right?
yeah,
In and around the city, in and out the port. So I know about
right,
intermodal because I was going to train yards also.
right,
Then I went in the flatbed. When I got in the flatbed, I started running over the road.
right.
Bruh, when I tell you how many times I got stuck
Mm.
in the middle of nowhere
Oh
and,
yeah,
and had to do a 10-hour reset
yeah, that's critical.
or an 8-hour reset, right? No, I
Right,
ain't gonna tell you the other side of that because I'm not finna be stuck in the middle of nowhere for no 10 hours. I ain't gonna tell you, you know, what I did to get out of the situation. But
oh yeah,
but I'm with you after that. When I said, man, first thing I did when I got back, bought me a fridge, bought me a TV,
yeah,
bought me a big inverter that could run
yeah,
all of that. Right?
yeah, yeah. I
Took it
still got
some
one.
yeah, took it somewhere, had them to hook it up. They ran the inverter line from one of the batteries,
Right.
right? Ran it up from one of the batteries, hooked on to one of the batteries, ran it up under my bed to where I could probably put 5 or 6 different things in there
Oh
and
yeah,
and still be good,
right.
right?
Yeah.
But I threw out my mattress.
Mm.
Why? They gave me a plastic mattress.
Oh
Bruh,
yeah.
can't sleep on no plastic mattress, right?
No.
Got me a cotton mattress. And I didn't realize after I put all that in there, I still ran with that plastic mattress for about another 2 months. And you got to realize when I started driving over the road, they called me Rabbit, right? They
Oh
called me
yeah.
Rabbit because when I would pull in after driving for 9 hours or so, and I pulled in to get some rest, they be like, "Hey man, we gonna get up at such time in the morning and we gonna take off." Okay, bruh. After 3 hours, maybe
Oh
4,
yeah.
I was back up because I
Oh
wasn't
yeah.
used to sleeping in the back of the truck, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
About 6 months later, dude told me, "Man, let me see what kind of mattress you got." He looked at my mattress. He said, "That's why you can't sleep. You sleeping on
Oh yeah.
plastic." He said, "Man, pull that mattress out, bro, and tell us to give you a new mattress. Cause we working for this company."
All right.
So I bought a mattress from the company because I was an owner operator. That's when I had started. Bought that mattress. It was cotton, bruh. The best
Oh
thing.
yeah. 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 You definitely gotta have that mattress. That matter of fact, that is number one. You gotta have that mattress because it's like,
Man,
yeah, you don't
you
wanna
gotta.
you don't wanna be
How many
yeah,
times? How many times? Because I ran to Chicago too.
right,
I ran on the east side. I went on the up there on that border of Illinois and Wisconsin.
right.
Yeah, I ran all the way over there. How many times? And it was a part of, I'm trying to remember because I was picking up a load of bricks. and I had to park in front of the spot because I didn't when that was my first time in Chicago. I didn't know where no truck stops were. Right,
Right.
it was abandoned little spot across the street from the brick spot. How many times have you been asleep and I can't even call these lot lizards? They were straight up prostitutes come beating on your door.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I seen one. I probably seen one of them. Yeah, I probably seen one of them. I remember I woke up and I went to go check my Qualcomm to see see what
Right,
was going on with like if I can get some more sleep or not, just to
right,
check the time, see how long I've been on my 10 hour.
right.
And I went out there and I seen a girl walking around the lot with like the money on the shirt. She had like the money pinned on the shirt.
Oh,
So
like it's your birthday.
yeah, like it was her birthday. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
That's an odd character. So she walking in the truck. So I go back because I still was able to get another 3 hours of sleep. I go back
Right.
and I come back to the front of the power unit, and she across from me now. So I'm like, that ain't the same truck. That's the same girl. I'm like, oh yeah, I already
Yeah.
know what this is. Yeah, that's crazy.
Boy, it's
Yep.
crazy out there, bro.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons I made it my business. You know, my journey was a process. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I did 10 years in the penitentiary.
Right.
So I got out and I already knew that trucking was my go to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? Because first of all, I just love the challenge and of what trucking brought to my life. Even before I
Right.
got in the truck. Dig what I'm saying?
Right.
Bro, I meet a lot of men that say, I'm tired of this, bro. When I go to work, it ain't a job to me.
Right.
It is. I ain't gonna lie. I sound like the army, but it's an adventure,
Yeah.
and I
Definitely.
love adventures. You know what I'm saying? I love
Right.
hurdles, and so for me, trucking is not a job. It's something that I chose to do, and it's something that I love to do. So when I
Yeah.
go to work, I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm good. I
Right.
mean, I have my days, but it don't be because of the industry. It be because of me, something I got going
Yeah.
on. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, man, I just say that trucking built a lot for me,
Yeah.
right? It built a lot for me, and I can see that it's built a lot for you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Definitely.
Because I know that being in trucking springboarded you into being able to invest in more than what it is. You know what I'm saying? Without it,
Yeah.
I
Definitely.
don't know what you're doing without it. I don't want to assume, but I just thinking that he took the money he made in trucking, bought him a truck,
Yeah.
invested, got into real estate. He was already doing investments because you was doing it since you was 7. But now
Right.
you got more capital to play with
Yeah.
in your
Definitely.
investments, right? Am
Yeah.
I right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, okay. So, man, I just want to say, bro. I mean, that's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful story. You know what I'm saying? So, let me ask you a question. What do you think about cameras in the truck?
Mm, I got one inside my truck. I like the outward cameras. I don't really like the inward cameras. They say it's for the lower insurance. It's just like I don't like it because I could be picking my nose. You know what I'm saying? You recording me like I don't like. I'm really against it. I don't mind having a camera on the outside of the truck. That's fine because whatever. But
so,
inside,
let me see if I can paint another picture to you about cameras. Like you said, it's for the insurance.
right?
I got used to it because I realized I was driving. The first time I had a camera in the truck was I was driving for this company called Lindy.
Right.
They haul N2, O2, argon, oxygen, helium, all of that
Right.
stuff. So when they told me they had cameras in the truck, of course I was like, man, no, you crazy, da, 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 right?
Right.
But remember, I'm building, I'm leveling up, right?
Right.
So I say, all right, when you level up, it gets just a little bit harder. Not
Yeah.
harder work, but harder when it comes to safety, compliance, and being in line
Right.
with all of these DOT things, right?
Right.
I say, okay. My wife say, who you need to talk to? Cause I was working at night. She say, cause shit, I'm gonna be asleep. So who you need to talk to? And
Right.
I say, you know what? You right. You right. You sure right? And plus it was a challenge. Put the phone down. Don't touch the
Yeah.
phone. Okay, that's a challenge for me now, right?
Yeah.
So they had cameras that would record outward and inward, right?
Right.
I mean, they'll pull you in, hey man, you was holding on to that cut too long. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You got 5 seconds, take your drink, sit it down. Don't hold the cup. Right?
Right.
And I mean, you knew when they was recording, cause the red light would come on, but they was always watching. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like you could say it's they got somebody somewhere got 1,000 pictures, and each one of them got 1,000 or let's just say 500 pictures on each one of their screens, and they got 5 screens in front of them. So they monitoring a whole. It's one person monitoring a whole company's truck, right?
Right.
So they not recording, but they looking. And every bump you hit, that red light will go off.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was a pothole, it'll blink. They say, "Oh, okay, he's still rolling. There must have been a pothole." It'll go off, right?
Right.
But if you hit a bump and it looked like you veered off or something like that,
Yeah. Around
it'll
the strips.
record. Right, it'll record, and then it'll send an alert back to your job. Then they'll call you in, how you look at the video, how you explain what happened, whatever. Right?
Right.
I got used to it. And I looked at it like this here. That camera allowed that company to hire me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It hired that
Right.
company to hire me. Me with an X on my back, even though I got a good record, it allowed them to hire me. Right?
Right.
Somebody else may have 2 tickets on their record. Whereas if they didn't have that camera in that truck, they couldn't hire them. But because they got the
Mm-hmm.
cameras in the truck, now they can hire them. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's pros and cons to everything. So I looked at it like that. You know what I mean? And it saved a lot of people too though. It
Yeah.
saved a lot of
Definitely.
people. You know what I'm saying? So it's pros and cons to it. I ain't gonna lie. They might have got on my nerves calling me in there for the little petty stuff like holding the cup too long, or you can't be eating a burger while you driving, or you can't pick up the burger and hold it to your mouth, take a bite and sit it down. They might do that, but guess what? At the end of the day, if somebody jump in front of me and hit their brakes and say,
Yeah.
I ran into the back of them, they were just sitting down, that camera safe. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, man, I done took up a lot of your time. Man, I just want to thank you for being a guest on the Freight Trapping Podcast. I'm Steven say, man, he's sorry that that his reception is so boo boo.
Ah, yeah,
But
yeah,
they
yeah.
downtown somewhere in another building, and so they taking care of some business. He said, man, hey man, he thank you for coming on. He thank
Thank
you
you.
for being a part of the Freight Trapping Podcast. And my last question to you would be to tell somebody who will hear this interview, give them some inspiration to kind of start the steps in the process that you've already been taking. Inspire somebody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I could do that. Definitely could do that.
Okay. Go ahead and give them some words. Tell them, inspire them with what you know from up here. Just inspire them and say something to them real quick.
Definitely. Well, really, just keep going hard. Keep doing what you're doing, and you're gonna come across a lot of pebbles on the road. But every journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single footstep. So just keep going.
Every journey begins with a what?
With a single footstep.
Got to equal a what?
Every journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single footstep.
Every journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single footstep.
Yep.
Hey, man, Mr. Kyle Fuller, I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
I applaud you. Hey, man, whenever you feel like it, man, come through, chat with us, talk about something.
Know.
If you find out some information, man, come through, email me, get with Steven. Hey, man, just jump in. I'll bring you in. Anybody who's I've interviewed, hey, man, I'll bring you in. We'll chop it up. We can talk about different subjects. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Now, I'm finna put you on the spot. Me and Steven already talked about this. Now, this you young. I can ask you this, right?
Okay. Yeah.
What's up with men wearing dresses as fashion statements? Is that what millennials do, or is that just something?
I think they trying to start controversy to blow up. I don't know. Yeah,
right,
I think it's a controversy thing.
Right,
it's definitely a controversy thing.
Yeah, cause me and Steve talked about it, man. I mean, a man wearing a dress. I know, coming from the Westbrook, what he was doing, I knew that probably was a fashion statement.
Right.
But for me, I guess I got to see what man it is and where it's coming from. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who the source is. Because I'm not going to necessarily call you, the LGBTQ off bat because you got on the dress. But I'm also going to be like, man, you can't come around my son wearing that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not what I'm teaching him. And so at the end of the day, from a millennial, you say that's what? That's just people starting controversy. Yeah.
Start controversy.
Yeah, I think so too. Because a lot of people do a lot of stuff. I guess, they say they don't be clout chasing, but when you looking to spark a conversation, sometimes that's where it goes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
So I just wanted to get your take on it. I always talk about topics like that, bro. I ain't never scared to approach them. My opinion is my opinion. Your opinion is your opinion. Nobody's, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's going anywhere with it. It's just an opinion. And I just like to talk about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is up in here. We talk about everything. Life.
Right.
Talk about everything everybody talk in the barbershop. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Bro, once again, I want to thank you. Yes, you're right. My wife say everybody has a different opinion. You're absolutely right. And that's what it is. Just an opinion. It ain't no facts. It ain't no you live the way I live. It's just an opinion, right? Right, Kyle?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Right.
So, hey, man, once again, I want to say, man, thank you once again for being in the trap, coming and sharing your story
it was a pleasure.
with us. Oh, yeah, man, I enjoyed showing. Thank you for sharing your story with us, man. Come back and see us. Come talk to us. Let me know. Hit us in this thing and let us know what it is that is
Y'all already know.
but man, come back in and talk with us, kick it with us. get in the show with us, man. You're invited at any time, bro. And I want to thank you for being here.
Appreciate it.
Hey, man.
I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, this has been Mr. Kyle Hamilton. He's a tattoo artist. He's an owner operator. He invests. He's into crypto. He's into Ethereum. Hey, man, he do blockchains. This guy, man. Hey, man, this guy has so many irons in the fire, and I just had to get him on and talk to him. Once again, man, this has been Mr. Kyle Hamilton, spit knowledge about being an entrepreneur and building blocks, big rigs, and blockchains. Hey, man, this has been the Freight Trapping Podcast. I've been your host, Mr. James Roberts, Mr. Stephen Butler. We'll talk to you next time. Peace. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute. Kyle, you still there? Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We got a question from the Queen of Dispatch. She's the co-host, so I got to get this in. One last question, right here. What you think about Sheba?
Sheba?
Yeah, Sheba. I knew.
What's going on with Sheba? I've been out the loop.
Well, she's been watching Sheba I knew, and it's going up. It's almost it's like, well, we checked it this morning. It was at 44.97 or 45.
Sheba.
Yeah. She want to know, cause like I told you, she wake up and check the stock just like you do.
Yeah.
So since you on here, she wanna know your opinion.
Okay. The cryptocurrency. Yeah. If I would have got in a little bit earlier, then I would have grabbed some. But it's like when I feel like the boat took off, like especially with something like that, I feel like it's probably gonna go back down, crash hard, like Dogecoin. But just like Dogecoin, I got in 2016, and it was a joke coin. And me and my boys, when we be at work while we doing our pre-trip, we be thinking about like what coin that we could just throw some money at, and it was Dogecoin was one of them. So we threw some money at it, and it took off, and I cashed out, and I bought some Ethereum, which is more stable.
Okay, Ethereum is
so I moved my money from Doge into Ethereum, and then Ethereum started taking off again. So it's like
okay.
While Doge was crashing, Ethereum was
she
going
on
up.
here. She probably like I said, I wrote that down. She's probably already doing some research on Ethereum. So man, we thank you for even putting us on something new. Thank you for putting us on top of that. But she probably already knew about it, but I didn't. You put me on something.
Yeah.
You know
I seen it. I seen a couple of YouTubers talking about it, and I'm like, I missed that. I missed that boat. Okay. I definitely missed that boat. Because
man, we definitely gonna have to do this again, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
We're gonna have to do this again, bro. And I know it ain't new. I say it's new to me. She talking about it ain't new. I know it ain't. It's new to me. I know she already heard about it because she in that world. You know what I mean? I'm not. So I'm like, okay, Ethereum. Let me go check it out. Which all I gotta do is go to her because she probably.
Definitely.
So, bro, hey man, thank you, man. Once again, I don't want to hold you too much longer. Hey, bro, come back and sit down with us and just chop it up. It ain't going to be no interview. We just talk about what we talk about. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So,
I'll definitely be back.
Be safe. Much love. And, man, when you get in that truck, make sure you came home the way you left.
Yeah, that's all you can ever ask for. Yep.
Peace. Hey, man.
All right, peace.
We're going to holler at you, man. Have a good one. Thank you.
All right.
Yes, sir. That was Mr. Kyle Hamilton. We was talking big rigs, buildings, and blocks, blockchains. He doing some things in with his money that he's making from trucking. He been able to move it around. He did some investing. Hey man, I like talking to people like that. I can learn from them. They can teach me something, every day, even outside of trucking. That's not dealing with trucking, and that's what you want. Hey man, we thank you guys for being with the Freight Trapping Podcast. I have been your host, Mr. James Roberts. I got to go take care of my baby, and we'll see you next time. Peace.